Wait, a spoiler review?
Non-spoiler
Okay.
review for Defy the Storm, the
Before
latest High Republic by Tessa Granton and Justina Ireland. Yes, you were saying.
before you go, I'm gonna make fun of you because I'm always like, your non-spoiler reviews always make me laugh
Yeah.
because this is like the kind of non-spoiler talk you do. It's like, oh, so Elsar and Marky and Ro go into a room, and only one of them is coming out. And you're like, Alberto, that's a spoiler. No, I didn't tell you who it was. So then in the next scene, Marky and Ro you're like, Alberto, what the fuck?
I even wrote stuff down just to try not to spoil anything. But as I go, I don't know. I suck at this. Where are you at? I know you've been busy, so I don't know how much.
I'm juggling two things I'm not liking: this book and the 13th Doctor.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm gonna highlight because Brennan put at the beginning before the show started had a comment there where he said, "Defy the Storm is pretty good. I'm almost done with it, and it's been pretty engaging." So reality.
Yep.
But I mean, that's the great thing about Star Wars and books and everything. We all get it.
Let's celebrate Mo. I'm somewhat through the Rising Star. Oh, that's my favorite Star Wars book, Mo. Like, yeah, truly.
I think that episode was Mo was here saying, I just got my copy of Defy the Storm. And she's like, I'm still trying to finish phase 1. I'll be there eventually. It takes time. And this book, I'm going to start right there. Even though it's a follow-up to Out of the Shadows, it really, really helps if you've read A Test of Courage, Mission to Disaster, Out of the Shadows, of course, and even the Vernestra story from Tales of Light and Life, because that's where she's at. It's one of those Star Wars books, even though you should be able to just pick it up and enjoy it, and you would, it benefits you like 105% to have read those previous books because of the characters that show up. It's Avon, it's Vernestra, it's I just wrote
Avon, who last time we saw her was a kid. Like,
yeah, so like Avon, Vernestra, Jordanna Sparkburn, Sylvester Yarrow, Xylan Graf, Kara Sue, Dr. Mkempa, Deva Lompop. All these are characters from all those books.
Yep.
To really know where their mindset is at, you need to have read those books. And that's good for people like us that just consume everything. Might be not the best for people that I'm just going to skip this book or skip that one because they're going to be a little bit lost on some of the motivations. Basically, this story, this is not a spoiler because this is in the back of the book, is Vernestra is down in the dumps, basically. Last time we saw her, she was way seeking. She was trying to meditate, find her connection to people because she lost her master, Instant Angios, and believe she lost her Padawan, Imri Cantaros, also in the Fall of Starlight. But Avon comes to say, hey, no, he's alive. He's behind the stone wall. I need your help to save him. And that's basically how the story goes. But we need Xylan Graf, who's a dick, which is still great. And this now murderer, Deva Lompop, which is kind of my carer now, she's going to be with us. So it's a mishmash of characters. So a lot of it depends on if you like and enjoy those characters, if you're going to love this book or not. And I did enjoy it. It's not my favorite book, but there's a lot of it to enjoy. There's a lot of cool revelations. Some are important to the story that's being told, but the most fun things is what it pushes for future stories. And I see where this is going, or this can have different implications for the Nihil and the Nameless, or what the Jedi are trying to find a way to get back and forth between the Stormwall, which is very similar to some of the previous Phase 3 books in Into the Darkness. Isn't it? No, whatever the first one was. I already forgot.
Into the Dark.
No, the first Phase 3 book. Phase 3.
Darkness.
Yeah, that one and Escape from Valor. It's like we're trying to find a way to get back and forth or communications or for a ship to get into the Stormwall. So this book goes very deep into that. And that's going to, of course, be important moving forward. Speaking about characters, and there's a lot of characters from the previous books that, like I mentioned, there's also a lot of characters that show up just to show up. And I'm not going to say who, but it's like, oh, look who's here. Oh, they're gone. like, really, you could have just used anyone. So that was a little bit of a downer when you see a character show up and you're excited to follow them, and then, oh no, they were just there to give some information. And some of them make sense that those characters were there. Others, like, it could have been anyone, but whatever.
Okay.
So there's cool action sequence. There's one that's reminiscent to Avon Chris fighting the storm seeds, the little storm droids in
The previous
in
one.
that first. Yeah, in the first one, she's outside just hanging for the star. So it's something similar. At least the ship is getting attacked. So it's very cool the way they went about it. But yeah, a lot of it depends on where you're at with these characters and the way that Justina and just forgot her name, and Tessa Granton write her writing style. So I did enjoy the book. The things I enjoy the more is what it pushes for the next couple of books, which might not be the best, but because then this book kind of
the
just falls
MCU
in.
of it all, like it's all about
Yeah,
the
and
after
that's
credits.
something that I've been seeing more and more recently, not just with the High Republic, but just in media in general, when it starts combining all these stories. It's, oh, this is cool, but I'm just trying to push you to the next story. And then you get to that story and, oh, this is cool, but the coolest part is where you push it for the next one. It's like, yeah, I don't need a post-credit scene. Just give me a cool story here.
Yep.
Some very cool things. Character arcs are great. Again, not going to spoil those, but, and I wish when we do our non-spoiler after you finish, I want to talk about it. Something we talked about previously where we think some phase 3 things might go, but I love all these characters start kind of Vernestra, like I mentioned. So it's trying to figure herself out. Of course, we meet Imri, and Imri's in a total different position that Vernestra is, and makes a decision that then impacts what she wants to do for the future. Avon is just, she hates her mother because she's working with the Nihil and wants to create chaos, and then where she falls, and the same thing for Jordanna and Xylan. And they have good character arcs and starts bringing a lot of things together that we mentioned. We'll talk about more in our spoiler review, but if you enjoy the High Republic and those previous books that I mentioned, you're going to enjoy this 100%. I still give it a positive review. I think like 3.5 or 3.2 out of 5. So it's still a good book. Not my favorite. Like,
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe it's because I want that bigger story with the main characters, that when we get some of these smaller, or I don't want to call Vernestra a side character, but I think that you know what I mean. It's not the main Jedi Masters doing their own stuff. It's still important for the main story that's being told. It's not my favorite part of it. So go pick it up. It's been out for a couple of